Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime, primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
I would clean that bone about as good as anything.
Matt Hayes.
The guys they had last year, terrible.
And Leon Searcy.
Mama know that when you get to camp, you ain't gonna see a lot of Big Daddy.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Oh, man, we are creeping closer and closer to the NFL draft. Coming up in 3 Thursdays. We're just a day away from that 21-day window opening up, and you guys are getting ready. Mock drafts are showing up left and right, including Field Yates, who just cranked one out earlier on the ESPN, so we will zero in on that. We've got NCAA Final Four basketball to talk about. We've got the Searcy Sweet 16 to set up. We're not going to introduce the first game today in the Searcy Sweet 16 because the committee had to meet and convene, apparently, because there's a lot of turmoil among the XL Primetime Nation out there. They're a little fired up about the Searcy Sweet 16 and what's going down.
Who's in that committee, by the way? You've never told us who's part of the committee.
Listen, we're all governing bodies. We all have a vote. And we all have a vote who moves
Joe,
forward.
did you have a vote?
Yes, you had a vote. Of
No,
course
I'm asking you who set up the seeds. Who's that selection committee that set up the seeds?
I'm the selection committee.
Yeah, it's Searcy.
Unilateral selection committee.
I'm like the BCS. Yes, I'm the computer rating.
I've already told you. If you have any problem with it, it's simple. See Searcy. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. You got a problem?
And apparently, off the field, not within the confines of the studio, there's some people out there that they're unhappy. Well, let me just say this. I was at the watering hole yesterday having a smoke, drinking a little brown water, enjoying myself, and had some Florida State fans roll up on me, man. A bit of a drive-by. Rolled up on me. Yeah, I was sitting down. I was sitting down. They was talking to me. I felt like I needed to get up the way they were talking to me.
Really?
No, I was just joking. But what I'm saying, but they did roll by me and
play along with the joke.
Well, yeah, they did roll by me and say, hey, Leon, we listened to the show, enjoyed the show a lot. We've got some issues with the bracket. I said, well, what's the issues? Well, the issues are that, you put us out. First 2 teams, Florida State, out. Appreciate you putting the 2013 team in as a seeded one. Mm-hmm. We enjoyed the show. I was a little, so that was good. But, the way they stood over me initially was concerning, because they had the Florida State shirts on. And then they said, we don't appreciate you putting us out so early. So then I felt like I needed to stand up and let them see that I still work out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they wanted this smoke.
At any point did you say, do you want some of this smoke?
No, because I'm a man of the people.
Just as a point of reference, when you do go work out of the Y, what are the dumbbells that you pick up when you just kind of do, I don't know, just maybe?
Well, I start off with shrugs. Okay. All right. So when I warm up with shrugs, I warm up with 110s. So I shrug 10s,
he
2 sets
warms
of 10s.
up with, all right, keep going.
2 sets of 10s. 2 sets of 10s or 110s. And then I do 2 sets of 10 with 120s. And then I go do the flies where I start off with 4 plates. And I do the flies to the chest. Mm-hmm. Then I do the pull downs. Then I do the curls, and then I do the machine flies. So and then I get 25 minutes in the sauna. Okay, but whenever you have, like, if you got the incline bench, okay, and I'm just leaning back, so you can see right here. Yeah. You get 2. What do you do right here? What's the weight on? Oh, the incline bench. Yeah. Well, I start with 315. Okay. That's 3 plates on each side. See, I saw this dude at the gym is so intimidating. I'm not trying to be, though. Here's the thing. I'm not trying to be. And it'd be young cats that be in the gym, be trying to compete with me. And I'm like, listen, I'm not competing with you.
Didn't you tell me no more free weights, though?
Huh?
Didn't you tell me no more free weights?
I lied.
Now you're back to free weights.
Yeah, I miss them. I think it's range of motion overall really good for you. Yeah, but here's the thing. I keep everything tight. I have nothing out here. Right. Because that's when you start rupturing discs, also rotator cuffs. Don't go over the shoulder I don't do any of that. But there's some dudes that will grab the dumbbells, 135 pound no need for that. Dumbbells, and just to try and intimidate. Yeah, and listen, when I see the youngsters in there trying to, do, I say, look, I'm not competing with you. My days of competing are over. I'm just, I'm getting. This is all for the fineness of the summer. I'm trying to get fine for the summer. I'm trying to bring sexy back. That's all the reason. I feel you, man. Mm-hmm. All right. So if you've been in the Y and you've seen him lift, let us know. If you were the one intimidating others, let us know. All right, 641-1010.
The text line is wide open, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. We'd love to get you going on the draft. We'll get you going on March Madness as well. It is a Golf Club of Southampton Wednesday. We'll be telling you all about our 9 after 5 later on today. Look forward to this. I tell you what, it's warm, man. We're going to get up to mid-80s, and so we should have a beautiful night of weather. And if you want to come out to the Golf Club of Southampton, would love for you to do it. All you got to do is call 287-PLAY. Get on the tee sheet, and we've got chances for you to win membership dues. You got prizes. You got good grub afterwards, all kinds of stuff. So make sure you call 287-PLAY and come on out a little after 5 tonight with the Golf Club of Southampton. So let's at least start with what Field Yates put out as far as his latest mock, because it's ever changing. A couple of things are starting to become ironclad in most people's minds. Tell me if you agree with the idea that Cam Ward is ironclad as the number 1 overall pick. You guys agree with that?
I think after his pro day, and watching it on YouTube,
right,
I think he solidified himself as the best. And maybe not the best player in the draft,
yeah,
but the best prospect in the draft as far as what he did.
How about if you pair it up best at the most important position?
Yeah, exactly, the most important position. And I think teams fell in love with him at his pro day. I mean, just his accuracy, his arm strength. I think I'm sure he had to go on the whiteboard. I'm sure his quarterback IQ was off the charts. He's got good mobility. He's got good work ethic.
Yeah.
And everybody I talked to, this was last year. When I talked to Mario, he said that he's an alpha dog, bro. Mm-hmm. And he said he's an alpha dog, and he challenges his teammates to be accountable for how they play. And we haven't seen anything like that at the quarterback position, in my opinion, at Miami. Probably since Ken Dorsey.
Yeah, Field Yates writes, absent a Godfather-style trade offer, one the Titans cannot refuse, they're going to go.
So the Titans are officially skipping Shedeur Sanders' pro day. Mm-hmm. And for that matter, by proxy, Travis Hunter's pro day.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
It's on April 4th.
Right.
You can read into that what you want, but clearly if they're going to pick a quarterback, that's the guy they want.
Yeah,
because if they were close and you still thought you were going to pick Cam Ward, but if you got some crazy first round offer to trade back a couple places,
right,
then you want to get all the info you can on Shedeur Sanders. So my thought process there is the Titans are keeping that pick and they're taking Cam Ward.
Yeah, I do like the scenarios surrounding that. Are they playing their hand 100%, going all in with that one hand to make everybody believe this is the only guy? They're not interested in anybody else. But they would be hurting themselves if they didn't.
Yeah, the Giants are also skipping his pro day, by the way, which is also very interesting.
Yeah.
Is it possible then? Does that mean, like what we've been saying all along, can Jackson Dart get into the top 5?
I think it's all right. How about I put it this way? It's less crazy and more plausible by the day.
You know why? Because we get closer and closer.
It's just what happens,
and the quarterbacks become more and more important.
They're the Park Place on a Monopoly board. You want it. It's that piece of property that you got to have.
So they're not yet Boardwalk, but they're right there.
Oh yes. And so you get quarterback crazy. We say it all the time, and it'll make you do crazy things. Cue up Jimmy Haslam with what he did with Deshaun Watson. It wasn't in the draft. It was in free agency where he fully admitted, put it all on us. We made stupid, and I'm paraphrasing, but we made a stupid decision to give all that money, all fully guaranteed, to a quarterback that had gone through some serious saga off the field and after, what was the total amount of time Deshaun Watson was out? At least a full year.
At least a year. Maybe at least a year and a half.
Yeah, when they decided to give him this huge amount of money. And so
he had missed a season because of it.
Yeah. And so in that respect, Deshaun Watson made them quarterback crazy because they felt like they had to do something, the big swing.
Do you remember when he played here in the preseason?
Oh yeah.
And and we like, what is that on the field? I
gave his first game back.
Yeah, and I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
But very
preseason. Yeah,
it was the preseason. I was like, he just looked awful. And I kind of gave him a pass because it was the preseason, maybe the offensive line, just the receivers, maybe they hadn't formed a chemistry with everybody. But I just remember him in Jacksonville in the preseason. I was like, wow, he is rusty, to say the least.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going to have any carryover for the dismantling of his career down the road.
Yeah, but I guess if you get away, you're a player. Mm-hmm. Think about if you get away from the game for 15, 16 months, and by away, I mean away. Yeah. Like he wasn't with his buds, he wasn't in the facility, he wasn't working out, he was away.
And that's why
think about what that can do to you.
I tell players, I don't care how much you lift, how much you run on your own. You can't simulate football speed, everything, all the intensity, all the stuff that you got. You can't simulate it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't care how much you're in the gym, how much you're on the field, right? All that kind of stuff. You can't simulate it.
It's what I always tell you. Individuals think they've hit their ceiling until someone pushes them to another level. Yeah, and that's what being in that building with those guys.
On the field with the guys, hitting, running, all that kind of stuff, getting your body acclimated. Right. Just the whole mental aptitude that you got to keep watching film, breaking down plays, breaking down this, that, all that. I mean, as offensive lineman, you got to be in there. You got to be in the trenches. You can't miss those kind of months that think you just come back and ride the bike. Not going to happen.
No, it can't happen. All right, so Cam Ward goes number 1 to the Tennessee Titans with Field Yates' latest mock. Then the Jimmy Haslam quote on Deshaun Watson. Quote, "We took a big swing and a miss with Deshaun Watson. He says they have to get it right and won't force quarterback at number 2. Well, what are they going to do? What are they going to do if they're not doing that? Well, Field Yates has Abdul Carter off the edge going to Cleveland after just signing that big deal with Myles Garrett. It still seems a little like you don't want to pass up on what you think might be a star opposite Myles Garrett. That you'd be crazy not to. Imagine that combo action. But the amount of money that's already been put in a defensive end's pocket and then go get another edge guy, depending on the way that they want to play him, that's still a lot. New York Giants would go next with Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback that, as Matt had just said, the Titans are passing on even watching him at his pro day.
Is that Primetime approved?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, but the thing is, if you think about the Browns, what are they going to do at quarterback? Like, if they don't pick a quarterback, where are they?
Well,
they've lost Mr. I'm hoping that pray that God delivers me from the pick sixes.
Yeah, and he's now, where is he? At New York now, right? They've got Kenny Pickett. Okay.
Oh, that's right, Kenny Pickett. That's right.
They did.
They're asking for 4-13. They are literally asking for it right there.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that this is 100% done. I don't think Aaron Rodgers fits into their equation, but there's maybe, I don't know, a Kirk Cousins deal that could be done.
That's true. I mean, if you're Stefanski, like, what are you thinking? He's literally going to be the fall guy for it.
And 2 years ago, he had to have 4 different quarterbacks play and start for him, and they still made it to the postseason.
Right. What about they get a left tackle, move back, get a left tackle, in the second round they get Quinn Ewers?
Mm-hmm. I don't know about Quinn Ewers.
I'm lukewarm on him.
You're lukewarm on him?
I actually still think he's going to go in the first 50. That bet we have, the lunch bet.
Quinn Ewers?
Yeah, I think someone will take him.
What do we have? Top
50.
Top 50.
I just don't know if I don't know that he's an NFL quarterback. I think he's a lot like Mac Jones, very similar.
Yeah.
Just he doesn't have like the zip on his ball.
No, he does not.
How about? I mean, this might be a little early. What about Kyle McCord?
See, that's a different stuff. I still contend had McCord stayed at Ohio State, they'd have won the national title with him. He'd have put up huge numbers, just like he did at Syracuse. I think they bailed on him too soon. And he'd be much higher on draft boards right now.
Maybe.
Much higher.
JJ, do you remember our bet? Was it top 45 for Quinn Ewers?
It was initially top 40. Then I said, no, 50. Then you said 45, and I said, no, 50. I need 50. So you agreed to 50. So it's 50.
Okay. I'm just seeing if you remember. Just trying to make sure that we log all these things correctly. I know that we'll amend it however necessary on one side or the other.
I mean, I'm more than likely going to lose that bet, but I still think someone's going to take a chance on him.
Yeah, but the Jackson Dart equation moving up also.
That might change it.
Yeah,
that might change the numerical situation there.
All right, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter goes 4th to the New England Patriots. We'll at least read what Field Yates has to say about that and then give you who he has going next to your Jacksonville Jaguars. We got all of that. You got March Madness, plenty more. It is XL Primetime, a golf club of Southampton Wednesday. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you'll hang 2 to 4 this afternoon.
Hey, this is Russell Coe, and you're listening to the best sports radio in the world, 1010XL Jacksonville Sports Radio.
1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Call the deck guys if you want a brand new deck, pay for some more. Call 904-813-2474.
TheDebtGuysJax.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm dedicated to helping businesses manage risk, maximize opportunities, and move their company forward. Jimerson Burr attorneys are business-oriented lawyers, equally comfortable as community leaders, private transaction counselors, or courtroom advocates. If you have a legal issue of any kind affecting your business, contact the firm at 389-0050 or jimersonfirm.com.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. If you're like me, as soon as you click yes to a subscription, you feel stuck. Starting Awaken 180 was the complete opposite because it's not a subscription. No fine print. Pay as you go, lose weight as you go. Awaken180weightloss.com.
The college basketball playoffs are here, and there's no better place to catch the action than at Hurricane Grill and Wings. With slam dunk specials like $3.75 Miller Lite drafts, plus fresh, never frozen wings in over 30 flavors, and big screens everywhere. This is your home for all the games. Cold beer, handcrafted cocktails, bold flavors, big plays. Don't just watch the games, experience them at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find your spot at hurricanewings.com.
Are you thinking about a pool for your home? Blue Haven Pools is Jacksonville's largest pool builder. They've built pools for over 20,000 satisfied families since 2000. It's never been easier to design the perfect pool for your home, family, and budget. Call Blue Haven Pools today at 904-620-0090 to get a free in-home estimate for your in-ground pool, or visit bluehaven.com. Don't let another summer pass by without a pool. Join thousands of happy Jacksonville pool owners in a Blue Haven pool.
Good teachers and coaches get the most out of their scholar athletes. That's why 1010XL salutes the Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
And the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
Wednesdays on The Franchi Show.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE Neograft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Yo, yo, yo. Your recovery starts today.
When you're experiencing sudden, unexpected dental pain, the last thing you want to hear is that your dentist can't see you until next week. That's why I'm so glad I found Harbor Dental Care. Whenever I call, they always find a way to see me within 24 hours, and they can usually fix whatever's wrong the same day. Plus, they have locations throughout Jacksonville, so no matter what side of town I'm on, I can always count on the same great care. If you want to find a dentist who believes in treating people right, learn more at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
It's game time for your business, and Advanced Business Solutions has the winning play. With Xerox copiers, you'll never miss a deadline. Fast, reliable, and built for high performance, Xerox copiers keep your team ahead of the competition. From printing to scanning, Xerox brings the MVPs of efficiency to your office. Ready to make the winning move? Hire the champions at Advanced Business Solutions. Veteran owned.
Printers, copiers, and IT management. Advanced Business Solutions.
Where can we go on Earth to get away from those pesky mosquitoes? The answer next.
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Iceland and the Faroe Islands are the only countries on Earth where there are no mosquitoes.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Golf Club Southampton Wednesday. It's XL Primetime. Joe C. Matty Hayes. Check out his stuff at USA Today Sports. Our Hurricane Hall of Famer, big Leon Searcy, Miami Hurricane that he is, almost accosted by Seminole fans yesterday at the watering hole talking about the Searcy Sweet 16. We're going to crank it up tomorrow. We're going to set up our first matchup inside the official Searcy Sweet 16, which included some throwbacks, some awesome teams from the 80s and the 90s that played their way in to go up against the best of the 21st century. And there's already some controversy as to who was left out of the Searcy Sweet 16. But we'll set it up bracket style, put it on social, put it on the air tomorrow, and get the games going. Who's the first game, by the way, for tomorrow that we have set up with the bracket?
The first game, by the way, is I already know that because I was broke it down earlier this morning. Florida 2018 versus Michigan 2023.
Florida 2008.
2008.
Yeah, 2008. That's
a hell of a game. Man.
Yeah, that's going to be a great game.
All right, cannot wait. Cannot wait. So be ready for that one. We will definitely get into it.
Isn't there like a dynasty mode on the EA Sports College Football? Like, isn't it something we could actually do?
Yeah, it is.
Maybe. We'd have to think about it. We have to kind of chisel away at it.
I'm going to look into that.
Yeah,
because it could be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. All right, I love it. We'll set that up starting tomorrow. So let's get back to Field Yates's mock draft. We said that Travis Hunter comes off the board 4th to the New England Patriots. You know that all the way up until 3 Thursdays from now, you're going to be sitting there going, would you trade up for Travis Hunter if you got in that position? If he's available at 4, what would you be willing to give up? That conversation will definitely go on. But Yates does, the Jaguars taking Mason Graham. Not a shock.
Who does he have the 4 before?
Huh?
Who does he have the 4 before?
So you got Travis Hunter right in front of.
You've got Cam Ward 1,
and then Shador's 3rd, Abdul Carter 2nd to the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
So and then he goes through a handful of other guys. Mimbo a few spots later. Will Campbell a few spots later. Starts dropping in the guys that we all have expected. Gray Zabel outside of the top 20, but a first rounder. You jump into the 2nd round, and he has the Jags taking Trey Amos, cornerback out of Ole Miss. This is another cornerback that comes. I don't know. I don't have another name for another Ole Miss cornerback. I already have the hottie toddy Prince and DeAndre Prince that came from Ole Miss, but now another one. If Trey Amos is going to come, 6'1", 4.43 speed, great ball skills. At least that's what he writes up about him. I can't say that I've seen a ton of Trey Amos when you talk about him as an Ole Miss Rebel, but Matt. There's another guy on the defensive side that they'd be looking to bring in and now pair him up with Tyson Campbell.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
they do it.
It's unfortunate that Prince isn't. I guess my way to look at it is when you pick Prince, you expect him to be a guy that can develop into a starter, correct?
Well, he was picked so late in the draft.
153. That's not that late, man. That's
when I say late, I just mean outside of the top 4 rounds. So he's a 5th round. He's a 5th or 6th.
5th. But it's. I look at it as you can look all over the league. Leon can speak this well as being a former player. All over the league, there are teams that develop 5th round guys that become not only starters but like legit players in the league.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So it's. I guess my thing is it's unfortunate, and it kind of shines the spotlight on this team's inability to draft. So that's what's so key about this new regime. Mm-hmm. They've got to get the draft right, and that's because you can't be in a position where you use a 4th round pick or a 5th round pick on a guy that's just going to be a throwaway guy that you're going to use a 2nd rounder on the same position the following year. Mm-hmm. You can't do things like that.
Well, in Pittsburgh, he was in my draft class. Darren Perry from Penn State, 5th round pick. Mm-hmm. Got developed, stuck it, put him right there at safety, and it turned the head. Never had to draft another safety. I mean, that's how you do it. You develop players. I mean, you within those rounds, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round, that's the meat and potatoes of your team. Those the guys. They're the worker bees. When you pick those guys, you got to develop, and they've got to be steady starters on your team.
And I'm not just knocking Prince because it's not just him.
Right.
It's Prince. It's Jones. It's the Arkansas kid, Monteric.
Buster Brown.
So that's 3. Those are 3 picks right there. All of them in the 3rd to 5th round, correct?
Monteric 7th round.
Well, he was 7th?
So, yeah. So he.
All right, but still, all of them were guys. If you knew what you were doing as far as the coaching staff and developing players, you could get them on the field. And now, now this year, and who knows if they take a corner in second? Let's just say they take the corner in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
So now this year, instead of taking a guard, what you need, or an interior defensive lineman, what you need, or a wide receiver, what you need,
right.
You've got to fill a whole corner that should have been filled in the last 2 drafts.
Right. You've been forced. And
when you miss on those guys, you know what they end up being? Camp bodies.
Yeah.
Not only that, when you miss,
just camp bodies.
you force yourself into taking another chance.
Okay, and let's not forget, they signed a Shaq Griffin to a bunch of money, signed Darius Williams after that, had to kiss Shaq goodbye 2 years into it, and it didn't work. And then Darius, they clipped this past offseason because they were going to go to man coverage with Ryan Nielsen, and Darius Williams didn't fit in.
And then they get rid of Darby after
crap.
Sign Darby, then cut him a year later.
Yeah, exactly. But like Buster Brown still may represent something, still on the cheap, still on a later contract, and has played well at times.
At times,
you have to look at Jarian Jones as a potential starter. You can't ignore that. Okay, he is a third rounder who has flashed at times. Let's get better instruction. Let's find out what goes on there. But I'm not going to say all of them are 100% busts. The Hottie Toddy Prince was able to get in towards the end of last season and at least did a few things.
I agree with you, but I guess my point is if they do take a corner at second, what you're saying is Jones and Prince are not making it. They're not a legit perimeter corner.
Fair. And they may look at Jarian Jones and say, you know what, there's nothing wrong with competition, man. We are going to make this team better somehow, some way on that side of the football.
But he was very clear, Gladstone, saying the young guys, I'm not going to sign old free agents to prevent young guys from getting on the field. Well, Jarian Jones is a young guy.
Yeah.
Right? Monteric's a young guy. Prince is a young guy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're picking a corner at second, you're kind of admitting that we need to upgrade that room.
All right, so let's just pull up a couple of James Gladstone pieces of sound with Johnny O. Jaguars.com. You can easily go there and check it out. But John Osher, we all know that he just does a great job, and this was his sit down with Gladstone as far as his new post as the Jaguars GM. And a couple of questions were asked as far as the way this team is being constructed, the approach in free agency, and the draft. Here's what he had to say about that, just trying to pair up both offseason decision-making months in February with free agency and April with the draft.
Yeah, our approach to free agency and the draft, they're uniquely intentional. And I think with free agency, our goal was to elevate the floor of the roster. And I think we struck a real positive balance between prioritizing players and people, right? The type who, by inviting them into our ecosystem, being nothing more than who they are, elevate those around them, elevate our culture. And I think as we turn towards the draft, it's going to be really fun to start addressing the ceiling.
What do you think of that word ecosystem as a former player?
I don't know. I didn't know how to.
Look, there's a lot of new buzzwords.
I know there are. I get all that. But I just don't see Thug Life fitting in the ecosystem. I just don't.
I'll put it to you this way.
No.
I would rather have ecosystem used.
I felt like I was on a nature walk.
What was that other one? The onboarding, okay? I was done with that before it ever began, okay?
Okay.
Never heard of it, don't want to hear of it again.
Onboarding, remember that?
Oh, and apparently it's a big deal in a lot of industry, but it makes no sense to me. Go draft players.
We need to get that onboard process sooner.
Free agents that can play. And that's basically what you have to drill it down to. All right, one more, just as far as the first month as the Jaguars GM. Johnny O asked that question of James Gladstone.
Yeah, I think a couple things jump out, right? The offseason got off to a fast start, and really our fan base, their support has really been something that's inspired our group. At the same time, I think the energy around what the future holds has really been something that's been captivating. And, in addition to that, the alignment across the organization from ownership to operations to coaching and scouting, there's a shared vision for what lies on the horizon. And in addition to that, the clarity that comes with what it is that we're hunting up. And I think that only points to a healthier dose and efficiency and effectiveness of the decisions that lie ahead, especially as we start looking towards the draft.
All of this stuff makes you feel good, man. It does. He He's a sharp cat. There's no doubt about it, okay? He has an idea. They have a philosophy. They have a plan. It's just, I think this entire city is holding its breath till that draft arrives, and then they see what happens. Because after that draft weekend, you're going to get an idea of what their philosophy is, and whether it meshes with these long-suffering fans out in the city that are just dying for a winner.
And you also are going to find out whether they think their work was done in free agency or if it's far from done based on what they see roster-wise. Because they haven't been able to get anybody, as they say, Leon, on the grass. So they don't really know, with whistles around their neck, exactly what this team looks like. But they've definitely been able to punch in the tape. They got a good idea of what they're inheriting.
Maybe they'll make Javon Foster a legit guard in this league. Who knows?
Never know. He could easily.
Who knows?
Well, listen,
he could be this year or last year's Membow, the guy that we're talking about.
Well, listen, I'm holding feet to the fire because of the presser. They said that we need to build this team inside out.
Yeah.
And they can't be finished on both sides of the ball, defensive line and offensive line.
You wouldn't think so.
I hope that's not. So if the first 3 picks are wide receiver, corner, safety, I'm going to lose my freaking mind. All right? I'm going to go outside. I'm going to do something not nice.
Okay. All right.
You might have to call Bo at that point, honestly.
I'm just saying, bro.
All right. So with that in mind, we're going to at least throw out Leon's mock coming up here in a second. Then we will have all of our mocks happening on a regular basis on Thursday as we get closer to that first night of the NFL draft coming up. So we'll do that coming up. And then a little more March Madness talk as we get ready for the Final Four. You got 2 from the SEC. You got a juggernaut in Duke and Houston from the Big 12. We will get into all that coming up on XL Primetime.
Knock, knock. What? Knock, knock. Who's there? 1010XL.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione Law.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. The coolest cats in town. Setting the standard in our hometown. Quality service, the best around. Coolidge is the cat that cares about your heating and about your air. Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. The coolest cats in town.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Beat the spring cleaning rush with big savings and priority booking by calling our heroes at Zero Res. This month, get Zero Resified from Jacksonville's #1 carpet cleaner. You'll get 25% off all cleaning services. That's right, 25% off. Check out 8,000 raving customer reviews if you don't believe me online. Call them, 904-287-5727, or visit their website, ZeroResJacksonville.com. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Your Jacksonville Sharks are back and ready to take the field for the 15th anniversary season. The Drive for 5 starts Sunday, April 6th as your Sharks take on the Las Vegas Nighthawks. Ask about special ticket pricing for all youth sports teams at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 904-621-0700.
Go Sharks! Prosser here. Sharks football is back. Come celebrate the 15th anniversary season this Sunday, April 6th, as the Sharks take on the Las Vegas Nighthawks in their home opener at the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Already 1-0, the Sharks look to crush Vegas on Pirates and Princesses Night. Have some family fun and break out your best pirate hat or tiara.
We're not but humble pirates.
For tickets and special pricing for youth sports teams, go to jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. That's jacksharks.com or 621-0700.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 2nd, 2001, New York Yankees pitcher Roger Clemens becomes the American League all-time strikeout leader, recording his 3,509th strikeout in a win over the Kansas City Royals.
E.T. here, and spring in Clay County means one thing.
the award-winning Clay County Fair. It's more than just rides and a concert. It's an experience. Savor the flavors of classic fair treats, explore family-friendly attractions, and enjoy a perfect mix of small-town charm and big-time fun. Plan your trip with Explore Clay County Tourism and turn your visit into a getaway. Find the best places to stay, eat, and explore at exploreclay.com. And don't forget to share your fair adventures with hashtag ExploreClay.
Tired of seeing the signs of aging? Spring is here, a time to renew. I'm Dr. Mark Capel, a board-certified dermatologist, here to help you look and feel your best with minimal to no downtime. Rejuvenate your skin, strengthen your core, and sculpt your body with advanced face and body treatments designed to restore your youthful glow and confidence. Just in time for spring and summer. A healthier, more fit you starts now. Visit dermagnify.com and step into spring looking and feeling your best.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry. Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked over your grave.
Fight's not with you, Holiday.
I beg to differ, sir. We started a game we never got to finish. Play for blood, remember?
I was just fooling about.
I wasn't. And this time, it's legal.
This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Great pull there, JJ. That is honestly one of the
his best
Doc
best
Holliday
job,
ever.
I think.
Yeah, Tombstone's one of my favorite.
Oh, I love it.
Favorite movies of all time. I would put it up as my most favorite Western. And Val Kilmer with that role. I'll be
What about the time when he asked him, he said, "Oh, you retired? Me? No. I'm in my prime." I love that part.
Yeah, Doc Holliday.
I'm in my prime.
Oh, and so rest in peace.
So many good movies. He was great as Jim Morrison, too. He was great as Jim Morrison.
And so I'm going to go back and watch that one again.
Oh, my gosh.
Because that one was good. You named another one that was
Saint.
good.
He was fantastic in The Saint.
And obviously as Iceman and then coming back. And Tom Cruise even told the story that because I guess Val Kilmer was not doing well,
right?
But he wanted to come back, and they were able to
reprise the role a bit.
Yeah, and work with the role, but died of pneumonia, 65 years of age, and just R.I.P.
You remember the original
as much
Saint.
Controversy around Val Kilmer as we had with Gene Hackman, okay, which we did help solve.
Right.
Are we sure?
There's not too much mystery.
It's a natural cause.
Exactly.
The Saint is like a remake. The original Saint's like a 1950s. I think it's an Alfred Hitchcock movie. Actually.
You guys are missing a big one.
It's fantastic.
Heat.
Yes, Heat.
I mean, he wasn't
he's great.
He wasn't one of the
main characters.
Yeah, he was, I guess, like the third main.
He was good in it.
Yeah, everybody was badass in that movie.
Apparently, here's a great little note from that, JJ.
Man, I gotta
apparently,
write these down again. Just
bro,
You've
you
never
never saw
seen
Heat?
You've seen Heat.
Oh, you had to have seen it. So apparently he was
Pacino and De Niro, bro.
Dude,
I've
they
seen
have a
it, but we're
shootout in the
talking
mall.
ages ago.
apparently he was so good at
gotta remind
shooting the
myself.
guns that he was like teaching the guys who were supposed to teach others actors how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys were like in the
Stud.
military. Yeah, he was like so good at it.
I love it.
They were the Dead Presidents, right? Or was that
No, Dead Presidents
that was
is different. Well, a great movie, but much different.
the surfing movie?
No,
What were the masks they wore in Heat when they went in? Or was it a hockey mask? Maybe
Hockey.
Okay.
Dead Presidents is a phenomenal. I'm sure you've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing like that. No.
That one's good too.
Oh yeah, bro.
All right, I got to write these down.
It's not a Val Kilmer movie with that. You watch Dead Presidents. That's a high level.
I'm a
movie.
Kilmer fan for sure.
I
All right.
wasn't saying the movie Dead Presidents. I was saying they wore masks.
Yes.
But I think that's the surfing movie that I can't think of.
I thought he was good in Batman too. Everybody else says he wasn't. I thought
They
he was
ripped
really
him,
good.
but it was good. Who do they rip more as far as Batman? Michael Keaton. They crushed
Michael
him.
Keaton's the best. The first one's the best.
He was good.
No, it's not the best. The
It
best
is.
Batman is the newer Batmans. Yes,
There's
the one
two
with
different-
Heath Ledger was the best Batman movie.
Yeah, because there's two different franchises, basically.
Heath Ledger was.
There's
good.
like 4.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, maybe you're right. But what I mean by is that it took a wicked turn.
Yes.
When
it got darker
very
with the new ones. But the one with I was just talking about him before the show. What's his name, Leon? From ER.
George
Casamigos.
Clooney.
Yeah, George Clooney one might be the worst one of all.
Yeah, it was terrible. That was terrible. Yeah.
Dad, you're thinking of Point Break with
Yes,
Keanu Reeves
Point Break,
and
yes.
what's the other guy from Dirty Dancing? What's his name again? The famous
Patrick
guy.
Swayze.
Yes, thank you.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
That's right. Nobody puts baby in the
Point Break's a really good movie. Really good movie.
Roadhouse. Yeah. All right.
That's like Bianchi's favorite movie.
Apparently, they remade it with Conor McGregor.
Did they really?
And he was like so bad in the movie that you could just tell the editing. Like that editor deserved a raise apparently because Conor McGregor was not at his best.
An Oscar.
Yeah, acting wise and just what he was doing off camera wise.
Globe for editing. All right. 641-1010. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. We've been talking draft. We need to get into some Final Four talk coming up here in just a second. But Big Search, rattle off your mock because we're going to start cranking out each of us with mocks next week. But you've been steadfast with this operation.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
Give us the highlights.
The highlights are, for one, I did a lot of trading back, get more capital. Actually,
what's your philosophy with your draft?
My philosophy is big people.
I love that.
Okay. Wide bodies, big backs. That's what I call them. Okay. That's what I'm.
Big ass, big thighs.
That part right there.
Yep.
So I moved back.
Okay.
Okay. It was enticing. Initially, I was going to take your boy Graham, but I moved back. I got a better offer. I took your guy Armand Mabula, right?
Memba. So where'd you move back to? 9?
I moved back to 8.
8. Okay.
I moved back to 8.
Okay.
But I picked up one, in the third because of it. All right.
Did you use that to move up in the first again?
No, not quite. Not quite. So I picked him at 8, and then I go down to 43. I traded 36 to move down to pick up more capital, more big bodies.
I'm not sure I like that, but all right.
We'll see.
Yeah, trading back twice, a little risky.
Yeah, a little risky.
I don't like trading back in the second round, but okay, go ahead.
I got Donovan Jackson, the offensive guard from Ohio State.
Like that.
All right, so essentially I've got 2 guards.
Yep.
Because I'm moving.
And just for the record, Field Yates had Donovan Jackson going late first, so that's value.
Okay.
Value right there.
Okay.
Not only that, you got 2 guards. Which
I got 2 guards, all right?
Book, baby. Yep.
So now I figured that, not taking Mason Graham at 5, that maybe, first of all, is a big, there's a lot of D tackles in this draft.
You can
D tackles,
It's deep, yeah.
It's deep. So you're probably thinking about 20 guys are going to probably go into top 50?
Yeah.
Between DNs
like
and
Deion Walker.
Yeah, those type of guys. So that's the reason why I trade. So I got Shamar Turner, D tackle, Texas A&M at 70. Okay. And then I know people are going to listen. The next 2 picks are going to say I'm a homer, but I'm looking at weapons. All right, got to score points. I got Elijah Arroyo, the tight end at Miami, at 89. Okay, at 102, I know he ran a 4.8.
Mr. 4.8.
Bro, you are not giving up on Restrepo.
I'm not giving up on Restrepo. No.
Why would you?
I like that.
Because he ran a slow 40 at his pro day. Watch the guy for 4 years get open every single Saturday.
And most of us all scream, look at the tape.
That's all you got to do. Look at the tape.
Restrepo got open and made the catch.
He did.
Time and time again.
And listen, some of those runs, those pullaways, if he running the 4.8, the DB's running 5 flat. Let me just say that part, okay? Let me just say that, all right?
If he played for Florida State, you would be going, you can't draft a guy that runs the 4.8.
Are you serious? Like, we watched him play for 4 years, Matt.
Great.
I can't believe the talk about this guy because of that 40 time. It's ridiculous.
So I got Restrepo at 100, all right? At 107, I got us a DB. I got Kobe Bryant, the DB out of Kansas.
Kobe Bryant,
all right? I got the safety.
Colby.
Kobe. Yeah. At 126,
they call him. Go ahead.
I got Jonas. I got Sanker. I got the safety from Virginia. At 126, I got Isaac Tesla. I got the wide receiver.
He can run. He's probably a sub. He's definitely a sub.
And this might rattle some chains a little bit, but at 166, I took Kyle McCord. All right. I took the quarterback.
I love that.
I took the quarterback out of Syracuse at 166. At 182, I got Jake Majors. I got the center from Texas. At 194, motor guy, not as fast. Ohio State's edge rusher, Jack Sawyer. I got him at 194.
He looked pretty fast against Texas, didn't he?
He does. See, that's what I'm talking about.
In that return.
40 times, playing field times. 2 different times, all right? Because he looked fast coming around the corner against Texas with that strip form of touchdown.
Yeah.
So, all right, 227, I got Kobe Hudson. I got the wide receiver for UCF. And then my last pick is LaJohntay Webster, wide receiver out of Colorado. That's my draft. So I wanted to focus on the big men.
Mm-hmm.
Give him some love.
I like it.
No one likes guards.
Till you need them.
There you go. Nobody likes to draft until you need them.
Until it's, you got 98 yards to drive in a minute and a half, and the first play, your guard gets whipped and your quarterback gets sacked and the game's over.
Look, I dig the biggest needs for me right now are the interior of both lines. Mm-hmm. And I'll just simply say that you have to fix those for anything else to work. Mm-hmm. The only way you are going to prosper is if you start to control the lines of scrimmage. Yeah. And you don't make a 3rd and 1, you don't stop a 3rd and 1. It's disastrous. It really is. And we have the numbers to back it up when we go over and over and over on what they can't do on 3rd down, offensively or defensively. So that 100% I'm with you guys. Interior defensive line is more important to me right now. The big man, that 1 versus the 3. Really important to me. And then one of those 3 interior offensive linemen you absolutely have to have in your first 3 rounds. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then that leaves one other position, and it's either wide receiver or cornerback. At least that's kind of how I look at it. Matt Miller and Jordan Reed of ESPN, they paired up, and they gave the top 3 needs for the Jaguars as cornerback, defensive tackle, and they threw safety in. And safety, I feel like I got to wave the flag at times for safety. Hey, remember
You've been yelling about safety for a while.
Yeah, remember how important that safety position is, and we ignore it a lot. And look what Andre Cisco didn't do for this football team last year, which helped him not get.
So you would say,
contract.
let's just say right now, projected on the depth chart would be Antonio Johnson and Dewey.
Well,
right?
Yeah, you
ahead of Thomas, I would say Dewey, right?
Yeah, right now, yeah. If you're looking at it, you can come at it. And you might, all right, you know what? Let's just amend that because we don't know what Darnell Savage is going to be to them. Okay? They still have him under contract.
I saw that movie last year, man.
Well, I know, but Antonio Johnson as well.
Yeah. I guess with Antonio Johnson, at least he's young. You think maybe he's going to get it at some point.
Yeah,
the light will turn on.
Yeah, so I got to believe those are the guys. And then you have Eric Murray that they signed as a free agent.
Right, that's true.
That they're gonna look at, and they're gonna be counting on him to compete immediately for a starting spot.
He might be a star. Yeah, he might be.
So you potentially could have 2 brand new starters in Murray and Lewis that are coming in when you're out of base, when you're in nickel. So 2/5 of your actually 3/5 because you're going to go draft you a cornerback, you would think.
Yeah.
And unless it's Jarian Jones is starting opposite Tyson. So 2/5 at a minimum is what I'd be looking at.
And here's another, with the corner, I was thinking about this because we were talking about it last segment.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what we think. They may be in there thinking, Jarian Jones is our starter. That's our guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like we said
that's
earlier,
our guy.
When they put tape in, they haven't seen him on the field, but when they put tape in, they either like or they don't like.
Right.
They either know or they got to say, hey, we got to go. We got to go do something else.
I mean, even if they say, we need to upgrade every room, we don't really know what they're thinking, and we won't know until the draft.
Right.
That's when you're going to get a very good idea of philosophically what they think the weaknesses are and what they think their team strengths are.
Yeah, and honestly, you start looking around, and we were bagging on some of the other decisions that have been made in the past, and the importance of making sure you get big men so you can own the line of scrimmage again. They still have to make decisions on how they're going to play their linebackers, how this whole defense is going to be constructed, what they're going to be able to do to get as much out of Devin Lloyd. Are you saying goodbye to a couple of other guys? All those things have to be done. There's 3 years of drafting that could go down the drain when it's all said and done.
Yeah. Yes.
When it's all said and done.
There's no loyalty to these players, especially after watching the film. They're going to make a decision on who to keep. Well, they've already been making a decision on who they're going to keep and who they're going to cut. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what none of these guys should be. Listen, these guys when it comes to minicamp, OTAs, and training camp, these guys are auditioning.
Right.
Because this new regime has no loyalty to them because they didn't do it. They didn't draft them. They didn't deal with them. They didn't bring them into free agency.
Yeah.
So this is like American Idol.
Yeah.
they're all auditioning.
There's a lot of Wang Chung.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever his name was.
Oh, they're looking
Not
for a
Wang
new
Chung.
star.
Damn, what was his name? The She Bangs guy. William Hung, maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah, William
She
Hung.
bangs.
Yeah, you don't remember him?
Oh yeah, I think you're going to
I
come back
remember.
with
Oh,
that.
I think we're going to
Glasses
have
or
to
whatever?
come back with that.
Yeah.
Did he wear glasses or something?
Probably.
No, we're talking this. He was one of the original guys.
Yeah, he got his 15 minutes.
Oh my God,
That's for
over
sure.
and over.
He had
and
like
over.
these thick black glasses,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember.
and then they did bring him back at some point. And
What was his name? William Hung?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, he was talented. That lad.
You ever see the HBO series Hung?
I've not.
Fantastic.
What is it about?
I don't want to know.
No, it's not that at all. It's not that at all. It's this guy.
It's the story
this
of
guy
my
is an
life,
alcoholic. He's an alcoholic, and he ends up stumbling on this murder, and it's so good, so good. You know, I mean, honestly, how many like HBO series do you watch where you're like, oh, that's terrible?
Rarely.
Very rare, right?
Very rare.
But the ones that I think are terrible, I skip.
Okay, so
like
here-
Euphoria, I was like, I think I'm out on this one.
So here's one that I just happened on, and this was brought up and suggested to Leon when we were trying to hand off some shows for him to watch. Righteous Gemstones, excuse me. Righteous Gemstones.
Is it about like
I haven't seen it.
preachers
What
or
is it?
something? Like
It's from 19 on. So 2019, I think, was the first
And it's
season.
HBO series.
We've watched. It's on Max. Yeah.
Okay.
So we watched. Everything's being rebranded. You got to catch up.
Right, but you know what's so funny? Like they call it Max, but when they do, like right before every new series, it's like the HBO thing they show.
It
Yeah,
still has
it says
that.
HBO.
But they've rebranded it. They've meted it. And so anyway, Righteous Gemstones, trippy funny, strange, out there. Anyway, if you guys like it, let us know. If there's other ones that you want to throw at us, 641-1010, because we every single time we bring something up, Matt has one popping in his head, or JJ does, or whatever. And I'm trying to write them down and keep up.
Well, that he should always be one on everyone's list. By the way, She Bangs was 2004.
Okay.
That's how long we're talking.
Holy cow.
And I think we should just get a little. We should just hear it.
Ricky Martin, She Bangs.
Yeah.
We all enjoy it.
Okay.
All right,
We
let's
will.
go. All right. Talk to me. Tell me your name. You
What
blow me off like
in
it's
the
all the
fresh hell is
same.
this?
You lit it fierce and I'm taking away like a bomb. Yeah, baby. Talk to me. Tell me your
stop. You gotta turn it
sign.
No, it's
You're
it's about
switching
to-
sides like a
We gotta hit the
Gemini.
crescendo.
You're playing games and now you're hitting my heart like a drum. Yeah, baby. Well, if Lady Luck gets on my side, we're gonna rock this town
Who
alive.
sang this initially?
I'll let her rough me up till she knocks me out. She walks like she talks and she talks like she walks. She bangs, she bangs. Oh, baby, when she moves, she moves. I go crazy cause she looks like a fly, but she stings like a bee. Like every girl in history.
The thing is, if you had like the music behind it, it'd probably be
It would be
palpable.
better.
It'd be palpable, but like with this, it's just disgusting.
And I mean,
Acapella is disgusting.
English is probably his second language.
Yeah.
So
Look, you're already making
I
excuses. for
am.
him.
I feel bad for the guy. Now, like in retrospect, he became a huge joke, and he's like, he was giving his all.
And he rode the wave. man.
And yeah, he really did.
He
So
rode
I
the
guess I
wave.
shouldn't feel
He
sorry.
gave his
for him.
all for Ricky Martin.
He went
baby.
from, like, whenever you go, it's an embarrassment of riches. He went from embarrassment to riches.
Yeah.
Okay?
No.
So he took it head on.
And he didn't deserve it.
You know what's sad? But if he had done this in this day and age, he'd have 100,000 followers.
Yeah, of course he would.
At least.
And he'd be making money off it.
Yeah, exactly. That
Like the kid with the bang box who was what group of
The
five
kid with the
schools out in the
boom box.
tournament.
What did you call
He
it
got
again?
like the bang box.
The boom box, bro.
That was.
No, you got to get it right. 'cause
Are
I
you
used to have
85 years old?
Whatever.
Bang box.
All right, boom box.
The boom.
The kid with the boom box had like 4 NIL deals.
I know he did.
Before the end of the first weekend.
You gotta love it. Golf Club of Southampton, they bring in today's show. Don't forget 287 play. Get on the tee sheet tonight. We're talking about a beautiful night. Some warmer temps. You can come on out. 9-hole game, little prizes and food afterwards. You'll love it. The Golf Club of Southampton, call 287 play. Join Joe C. and the rest of us out there at the 9 after 5.
No static ever. Download the free 1010XL app for Apple and Android devices and take us with you wherever you go. 1010XL.
This is head coach Matthew Driscoll from the UNF men's basketball team. When our players suffer an orthopedic injury, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists gets our players back on the court pain-free.
We appreciate the endorsements from our high school and college coaches. This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. Next time you need orthopedic care, you can rely on our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Jags fans, here's your chance to score a trip to Green Bay for round 1 of draft night. Through the Everbank Draft Night Experience Sweepstakes, one lucky winner and a guest will be there live and in person to see the Jaguars make their first pick. To enter, visit everbank.com/draft by April 4th. That's everbank.com/draft. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 3/3/25 to 4/4/25. For official rules, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/draft. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Are you an experienced chiller technician and looking for a role where your skills are truly valued? It's time to make the move to Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. You'll get top pay, comprehensive health and welfare benefits for your family, and a pension that doesn't come out of your pocket. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
It's the blog players put their pads on for.
So we got to bring
my thoughts and observations on our home team. That's what I share with you every week on my blog.
Roland Reach Plumbing brings you Hayes Blog on 1010XL.com.
Your yard starting to look a little like a jungle? Well, it might be time for a little TLC. Or how about RTC, Russell Tree Care? At Russell Tree Care, they give your trees the perfect haircut. Whether it's trimming or removing, they'll make sure your yard looks its best, all while keeping safety as a top priority. Call Russell Tree Care today and let them take care of your trees. Russell Tree Care, 844-4Mr. Wood. That's 844-467-9663. Or visit RussellTreeCareLLC.com today. Your trees will thank you.
Homeowners, listen up. It's time to start fresh in 2025. Prosser here, and Loan Pronto is here to help take control of your finances in 2025 by lowering your house payments and consolidating that nagging debt. Did you know that 9 out of 10 borrowers get a better deal by calling Loan Pronto? Right now, Loan Pronto has some of the most competitive offers for refis, debt consolidation, and purchase loans, starting in the low 5s APR. If your current rate is over 6%, don't settle for paying too much. Even if you're in process with another lender, call Loan Pronto now. Lock in at a lower rate today and close in as little as 2 weeks, often with no appraisal. You can even skip your next 2 house payments. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Get your personalized Loan Pronto rate quote instantly with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees. Call now, 904-999-1508, or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLS consumeraccess.org.
The housing market is as busy as ever on the First Coast. And if you've moved in or moved on, make sure you have a team of trained electricians ready to help. American Electrical can make sure you're up to date electrically and maximize your living experience. Smart home automation services, home theater systems, outdoor and dock lighting, and backup generators. American Electrical can do it all. A team you can trust with highly trained technicians ensuring you have the best living experience. American-Electrical.com, a leader on the First Coast and powered by professionalism.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
The best golfing weather is upon us, and Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to enjoy your next round of golf with us. Our welcoming atmosphere and love for golf keep our friends coming back. Check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com. You'll be glad you did.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
ET here, and it's time for the Taste of Golf at TPC Sawgrass, April 23rd. Join me for fine cuisine from chefs from the top golf clubs in our area. Craft cocktails, games, and unique auction items will be present. This is one of the most impactful charitable events in our area. Come network with a sophisticated audience who's passionate about golf and its values, while impacting the youth in our community. All proceeds benefit First Tee, North Florida. For tickets, go to tasteofgolf.com. Come on, somebody.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Jaguars senior writer John Osher is down at the annual league meetings where he caught up with general manager James Gladstone. Gladstone shared some insight on what it's like to work alongside Liam Cohen and Tony Baselli.
Working with Liam, his ability to adapt scheme to player skill sets, it's something that I really respect. It's something that I think is going to give us a real notable edge. Beyond Liam, working with Tony Baselli, the three of us really being able to challenge each other. Tony brings a unique perspective, right? Through the lens of somebody who's seen the organization at the highest points.
There's seemingly a whole new direction the leadership of this team is taking them to, as communication between Boselli, Gladstone, and Cohen is clearly a major priority to improving the franchise. It's 86 degrees at 3:02. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Who lit it up last night? Brought to you by American-Electrical.com.
Curry doing everything tonight. Beautiful steal. Wanted that three in transition. Step back and got it. Okay. He's got 11 made threes. Looking for a step, relocate. Corner three. Got it. He's got 12 threes.
Jokic, three. Jokic in for the tie. Timeout, Minnesota.
Some good stuff in the association last night. And you're talking about the Joker. And they said, I think if you're an NBA fan, you can appreciate what went down. But just in terms of history's sake, what the Joker was able to do was sensational. 60 points in a triple-double, never been done before. And then at the same time, you had Steph Curry light up the stat sheet again and the scoreboard with a dozen threes. 2 stellar nights last night in the association as we're counting down. Handful of games left in the regular season. American Electrical, they can light up your world just like those two lit it up last night. You can think about residential, commercial, whatever the business might be or the home situation might be, they can help automate and do everything you want electrically. American-electrical.com. Make sure you check them out.
How much do you think he weighs, Joker?
How much what?
270? 280?
He's a huge.
Yeah, he's close to 7 foot, probably.
Yeah, I would put him at
7 foot, 280, 285, 60 points in a triple-double.
Yeah, and they lost.
Yeah.
Because Russell Westbrook, I mean, no one probably listening was watching. I was, because I was also watching the Braves and their quest to win one game. And I had this on the laptop most of the night. It went to like 2 overtimes. At the end, Russell Westbrook gets a steal, which was awesome. They're up 1.
Yeah.
Well, there's 14 seconds left. Dribble it out, get fouled, whatever. He takes it to the rack, which was also fine, I guess. I mean,
it wasn't fine.
And it wasn't fine because he missed the easy layup. And, of course, he made a foul on a three-pointer at the last second of the game on the other end to lose it. It was like the worst 10 seconds in the history of basketball.
It was
all
so
Russell
Russ,
Westbrook.
though, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was so Russ.
But a phenomenal game. Murray didn't even play for the Nuggets. But, yeah, we're getting to crunch time. I think there's only about a week and a half left in the season until we get to the playoffs. And in the West, the playoffs is going to be badass.
It really
I
is.
can't say the same for the East.
And there's some MVP discussion that's coming back up with what the Joker's been able to do, and then SGA, what he's been able to do with Oklahoma City.
Yeah, he's probably sealed it by now.
Yeah,
He's
probably.
been awesome this year.
I think tomorrow we're going to do the most outstanding player in college basketball. See if these two guys will form an argument for one of the candidates for that.
Now, does that include the tournament? Like when they vote on, so there's an MVP of college, like a Heisman of college basketball?
Let's make this the 10-10 take real quick, because I was going to work in a perfecto, but this is timely.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmaster since 68.
So you can definitely enjoy some delicious Sonny's. They got those great specials. All you can eat ribs for less than $20. You got a pork and rib combo for $12. The pork big deal for $10. Just rush on in to any one of your area Sonny's and enjoy it. So this actually plays perfectly into a piece that Matt wrote in USA Today Sports. Hey, college football, take a page from NCAA basketball. College football rules the world. We know that. But March Madness, there is something special about it. But just as one little sidebar to the NCAA tournament, they actually let the postseason unfold before they vote on the most outstanding player in college basketball. I was listening to Matt Norlander. Yeah, it's just crazy. I was listening to Matt Norlander and those guys, Gary Parrish and those guys, and they said they had to get their ballots in by, it was either yesterday or tomorrow, somewhere this week, for the best player in college basketball. And here it is, 2 weeks of NCAA tournament basketball has passed before they officially send in who they're voting on. Imagine that. And in the Heisman, you have to have it after championship Saturday. So that's the 10-10 take. And, Matt, I am looking at you because we'll set up the other piece that we just had that I just mentioned that you've got. But isn't that crazy? It's it makes football in the voting look archaic.
I think I have a different thought process on this. I look at this as you're talking about two distinctly different postseasons.
Mm-hmm.
The basketball, you got to win 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
6,
excuse me. 6. 7 if it's if you got a playing game.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with college football, now you could win as little as 3 in the postseason. So I look at it as you get to the postseason, there's only a specific amount of teams that are there. So then already that's your group of who you're going to choose from to win the Heisman.
Mm-hmm.
And then you become obviously a prisoner of the moment at that point. And then whatever happened prior for anyone else is lost. So I understand why the Heisman does it. I also understand what you're talking about, that you literally should let the thing play out a little bit. Then you really see who's the most important player on the team. But you like a great example is 2008 with Tebow and Sam Bradford. Yeah. Sam Bradford won the Heisman. It was clear who the best player in the country was that year.
Yeah.
But Sam Bradford won it because he had a huge season.
Right. And then they had that prolific
they let
offense.
it play out, and you saw the BCS National Championship game, Tebow, who had the most first-place votes that year, would have won going away.
Yeah, and would have been a...
Have 2 Heismans there. Have 2 Heismans.
Well, we had a streak going where, when I was growing up, that like all the Heisman winners would lose the national title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now
the Eric Crouch effect.
I guess my point is I understand why they do it. I understand why people are upset with it, but I also understand their whole point of once you get to the postseason, you are then literally saying these teams that are in the postseason is where it's coming from.
Okay, but just as the moto part of this is that usually is where it comes from.
Not all the time.
I know. Like when Timmy won it, they were an 8-14.
Yeah.
And so I get it, but the only way I would, or the best way I think to approach it is that just because the regular season is further in the rearview mirror doesn't mean it didn't happen. And just because you're right, you could be caught up in recency bias with whatever you see.
And Jaden Daniels wouldn't have won it. Lamar Jackson wouldn't have won it. I mean, you can go right down the list, man.
Well, those are 2 good examples for sure.
Really good examples.
But Jaden, and he got hurt in the end, but he did get his team to the SEC championship game. So that does that does count.
Who would have won it the year Jaden Daniels won it then?
No, not the year. Not his
junior
huge season.
year.
He
His
gave him the championship,
sophomore
man.
year.
His first year at LSU, he did.
Yeah,
Second year when he had the huge year and won the Heisman, did not get him the championship.
Yeah, I'm just asking, like, who. I'm trying to think a couple years ago, like, who would they have given it to if it had not been him?
I have to look at the list.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's always going to be like that.
I'll tell you who it could have
but
been.
I mean, they're not going to give it to Stetson Bennett.
I was just going to say Stetson Bennett.
No, bro.
Well, listen, I'm going to tell you. Listen, when you get to that point and you have prisoner of the moment disease, which happens, you cannot deny it. You'd be shocked at how many people would have voted for Stetson Bennett at that point.
Yeah,
glad we don't live in
they
that
don't have
world.
they don't have a most outstanding player in the bracket.
No,
they don't. They need one MVP.
They do it in football. They do. Yeah, they do.
I'm saying.
Did they? Well,
Yeah,
then
they
who
do.
won it this year?
Yeah, in the NCAA tournament, you'll get an MOP, and then you'll get
it was. I don't think it was Jeremiah Smith, was it? Might have been Will. I think it was Will Campbell actually.
Will Campbell.
Yeah, I think he won it.
I don't even know what award that is.
Well, what is that?
Yeah.
I mean, how did they not give that to Jeremiah Smith?
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't make any.
And in the Natty.
Well, I mean,
are we sure that they had this
I mean,
award? I don't remember this
Yeah,
at
they
all.
did. Will Howard did.
Oh, Will Howard.
Will Howard.
Yeah,
You said
okay.
Will Campbell. You freaked me out.
Yeah.
What did I say? Will Campbell?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Will Howard.
Either way, Jeremiah Smith deserved it way
No,
more
Will
than
Howard
him.
had a great postseason. That's kind of my point. Like, I'm not saying he would have won the Heisman this year, but you get into that situation, and if a team goes on a nice run, a nice 4-game run like they did, it's very easy for Heisman voters to say, "Oh yeah, that's the best player."
Well, one of the main reasons why I'm bringing it up and why I think they need to catch up is because up until this year, you only had 4 teams that moved on and a total of 3 games that were played after you voted and awarded the Heisman.
Now it's like,
you've got
yeah.
a 3-week event, and I do think it should count.
And by the way, what he won, I'm looking at it right now, it was not an award for the best tournament player.
Yeah.
It was just the national championship offensive MVP.
Okay.
So we have, I guess, this new award, but just for that game. To Joe's point, why don't we have one for the whole thing? Or
I
do
feel
it
like-
afterwards.
Yeah,
do the
there's
Heisman
nothing wrong with kicking it back. And
you mean like a CFP MVP?
Maybe.
Yeah, like the whole playoff MVP would be
bracket
cool.
Bracket MVP.
Yeah.
You gonna call it like the Tebow Award?
Well, I don't mind it. Listen, start writing it. I like that.
He was never in it, so it'd have to be called the Will Howard Award.
Yeah. Well, he won 2. He was part of 2, so that does count.
Well, before the playoff,
do that.
like the big playoff.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. But anyway, I just think that they need to kind of be thinking in a little bit of a progressive way with the added number of games that are going to be played after we typically vote.
And it's not like they can't find a sponsor. Somebody will slap $2-3 million on it real
I
quick.
agree with you. Yeah,
exactly.
Indeed,
What better
will.
Beaver
what
Toyota.
better guy to name
Beaver
it after
Chevy.
too? He won 2 national championships, and I think it's a great idea. Call it the Tebow Award.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I think you're going to write it. I think we're going to see it in
Might.
USA Today.
Can you see the wheels turning?
All right, so we do need to bring up your piece, USA Today, where CFP could learn from March Madness. So we'll try and do that coming up. We hope to see Dr. George Barry drop by and talk a little sports injuries with us. We've had plenty of suggestions as far as the movies with Val Kilmer. So definitely rest in peace, as we said earlier, from Doc Holliday and Iceman and all the other ones, The President's Mask and everything else that he was in, Point Break. So many other ones that have been mentioned today, including Saint and what was the kid?
He was not in Point Break, to be clear.
Yeah, he was not.
Yeah. Oh, he was not.
No.
Okay, they were giving you.
They were telling
that's
me
what you were
that's the
asking
name of
for.
the surfing
That was
movie. Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Okay, that's what
That
they
was
were.
John Wick, man.
Look,
Don't confuse
there's-
John Wick and Val Kilmer, right?
The text line is loaded with just Point Break, Point Break, Point Break, and so I keep reading it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't quit seeing Point
He was
Break.
in Willow too, which is also a really good
Whoa!
movie.
I loved Willow as a kid.
And
I
then
forgot that.
Kiss, Kiss, Bang, Bang.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
He's been in Firstborn. He was in. He's been in some good movies, man.
And then we did have another suggestion as far as another one of the songs that you need to play, which was good.
Well, a lot of people really enjoyed Matt's boombox,
Yes,
whatever
they-
you called it.
Bang box. I was thinking squeeze box. So
Yeah, they loved it. They loved it.
Yeah, we'll play squeeze box.
Yeah. All right. Golf Club of Southampton bringing you today's show. You can hop on out 9 after 5. That way, if you knock off work at 5, you got time to get there, and certainly put you in a fun mood to finish up a hump day Wednesday. 9-hole game, food afterwards, surprises. Drop on by the Golf Club of Southampton. Just call 287-PLAY and get on the tee sheet.
Turn your afternoon into an adventure with Hayes Carline.
Who am I kidding? I'm not some adventurer.
Weekdays on The Franchi Show.
I'm not actually brave.
On 1010XL.
You're cuter than I thought.
Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL. Brought to you by San Jose Collision.
Florida pulled off one of the greatest comebacks in tournament history on Saturday. After being down 10 points with 6:18 left, they went on to make a miraculous run, led by Walter Clayton Jr. and Thomas Houck, to punch their ticket to the Final Four for the first time in over a decade. The Gators will take on Auburn this Saturday in the Final Four at 6:09 with 1010 coverage starting on both AM and FM at 5:30.
Anytime you've got major plumbing problems, and even the minor ones, there's several potential causes, and they usually can't be easily detected. So don't guess at a solution. Hire Roland Reese Plumbing at plumbingjacksonville.com.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather starting to turn for the better, look ahead. Get that backyard ready for spring with a new screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are best in the business. If you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
All right, it's Baloo. Let's get real for a minute. Losing weight isn't exactly easy, especially when your life involves being surrounded by good food at every event imaginable. Believe me, I get it. But thanks to Awaken 180, I'm already down 10 pounds, feeling sharper, more energized, and never hungry. This isn't some juice diet or starving yourself nonsense. I'm eating food that tastes great, even when I'm out on the road. Here's the beauty. Awaken 180 gives you the game plan to handle real-life situations. I've been hitting plenty of events lately, temptation everywhere, and I've managed to stay on track effortlessly. That's huge. 10 pounds down, energy way up, hunger totally controlled. So if you're tired of carrying around extra weight, tired of diets that don't work, it's time to check out Awaken 180. Take it from me, Hacker, Dempsey, Hayes, basically everyone. It's easy. It works and it's real. Do what we did and choose the solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
When you want to be heard, send your opinion to the 1010XL text line. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
Thank you for believing in me when the bosses didn't give me a chance.
641-1010. No texting and driving. Get your thoughts heard on 1010XL.
Your tax refund is here. Why not invest in your home? Superior Fence and Rail helps you build value with beautiful, durable fences that boost your home security, privacy, and curb appeal. With expert installation and financing options, turning your yard into an outdoor oasis is easier than ever. Reinvest in your home today with Superior Fence and Rail.
When you're on the fence, about the fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyric.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent you.
With so many competitive pest services in town, you might wonder why Kingfish Pest Control's business is booming while similar companies seem to be struggling. It all comes down to service, affordability, and effectiveness. Kingfish Pest Control is a local family-owned company who delivers on their promises to effectively control pests like ants, spiders, roaches, termites, mosquitoes, and more. Your home is their priority, so call today and discover why your neighbors and your buddy Hayes Carlion trust Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jaguars.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and there's so many cool products that are on the line at Cycles of Jacksonville. Showroom is Atlantic and Regency, and we're talking, Greg, you've got from any level of price point, the experienced rider to the inexperienced on-road, off-road.
We've got it. We've got ATVs, we've got motorcycles, we've got scooters, we even have the new Honda boats. We've got something for everyone.
Don't forget about the boat line from Honda. It's all right there, waiting for you. Atlantic and Regency or Cycles of Jacksonville's Facebook page.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Our next guest is not affiliated with the NFL or Jacksonville Jaguars.
Discussion of injuries is solely based on opinion.
Now, the Bari Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Injury Breakdown.
I'm coming in hot.
Normally, we'd have him right inside the studios, but I have to yell, Gio! Because he's over there at Bari Orthopedics trying to take care of everybody. He joins us on the phone. If you've got a sports injury question, you can hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, at 641-1010. Throw a sports injury question Gio's way. Dr. George Bari, how are you, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. You're busy. That's a good thing.
Busy. Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, as the official team doctor of the Jacksonville Sharks, you've got your work cut out for you.
Got that right, man.
Okay? And you got a game Sunday night, am I right?
Yeah. Yep. Sunday night.
And
first home game.
Youngsters, are they going to be suiting up? Young George, young Michael trying to star for the Sharks?
Yeah, they'll be there.
Yeah, they'll be there. Loving it. They'll be
They
loving
50-yard line, first row?
I don't know.
Do you get those fringe benefits? No?
I'm going to find out whether he gets those special VIP
Actually, they should have
seats.
field passes, right?
Yeah. Leon, shouldn't he get VIP?
At least.
I don't know if there is a field in arena.
I guess you
football.
can't have a field pass, right?
You're right up against it.
Unless you want to be actually on the field.
Yeah. If you're in a seat and you're in the arena, you are on top of the action with the Sharks, that's for sure. All right, so Gio, here's the biggest one. We'll get to a couple of other sports injury questions, but the number one is Janai Broome. In Alabama, they keep trying to call him Johnny, but it's Janai. And he goes down with an injury, and he falls awkwardly. I believe, it was a defensive play. Awkwardly, it looks like his
first knee extended,
left knee is extended,
and then the elbow,
and it's extended going out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
hyperextended.
That's that. Yeah, and it not like sometimes. Gio, explain this. Do we always think hyperextension is going backwards, or can it be out?
Hyperextension is so when you get your leg straight.
Okay.
If it gets more straight than it should be, right now, it becomes like a V. Right, your knee, that's hyperextension.
Yeah, that's what this one did.
And so it did fold out.
Yeah, and then
he landed awkwardly on his elbow, and the wrist kind of got turned upside down. And he got up, holding the elbow, holding the knee. Anyway, they don't know exactly how healthy he will be, but he was able to come back in the game. What are you worrying about when you see those types of injuries?
Well, elbow hyperextension, you worry about if it's dislocated. If they're talking about him coming back, then it was not dislocated, right? I think they're saying that it's just sore.
Yeah.
But you worry kind of like a knee. We've seen these NBA players with knee hyperextensions where they're sore, they're out for a couple games, maybe a couple, 1 or 2 weeks, and they come back, and they worry about meniscal injuries and pathologies in the knee. You don't really have that type of meniscus in the elbow, so you don't worry about that. But you can still have an injury to, if you have some valgus or varus motion, you can have injury to your ulnar collateral ligament if it's more valgus, and just the joint capsule itself. So depending how he feels, he can play as long as there's no major injury that he had from the hyperextension, but you can definitely have soreness to the point where you can't dribble, you can't shoot just because it affects your shot. Even having a little bit of pain can affect your shot. And you're not going to do well.
That's what, I mean. When he came back in, Gio, I mean, he made a 3, but for like the last 4 or 5 minutes, he literally was grabbing rebounds one-handed. His arm, where the hurt elbow, was literally down by his side. He was grabbing rebounds one-handed.
Right.
So so that means there's some pain involved there, correct?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's like, look, you sprained your ankle, and you might be able to walk and hobble, and maybe you didn't break anything, and you don't need a surgery, you just need a couple weeks to rest. But tell someone to go run the next day after spraining ankle, it's not going to happen, right? And so it's the same concept. And just at this point, if there's no structural injury, it's a pain tolerance level, and how the elbow is treating.
So that's the only residual then. From like 7 days later, when they're playing Florida on Saturday, the only residual is how much pain can he deal with? Is basically what you're saying.
Correct.
That's what I need to hear more than anything else, Dr. George Barry.
You just want him out because you want every advantage possible for
laying
Florida.
3 points. That's what I'm trying to find out from you right now. Is it worth laying 3 points against War Eagle?
Listen, I'm not a betting guy, so I got to tell you.
All right. Listen, here's one other big story that's going on in our sports world, and it's all about the torpedo bat. Okay? And so the torpedo bat is taking Major League Baseball by storm. But as it happens, there's at least a good little story developing that Mike Stanton, when he was a Jacksonville Sun, now Giancarlo Stanton of the New York Yankees, has been battling elbow pain in both elbows. And there's at least a theory that's starting to take shape here over the last couple of days that it could have come from this new torpedo bat. So what are you thinking about a baseball player that has basically golfer's elbow and tennis elbow, one on each?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Could the bat do it? Maybe. I think it depends on the vibrations of the bat and how the ball hits it. I guess it's a possibility. Uh-huh. It also changes the weight distribution of the bat,
right.
And maybe that can definitely cause a difference in how you hold it and how your muscles are activating when you use it. So it definitely could be a possibility. Am I 100% sure? No, but it's not. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that the different structure of the bat and the weight distribution of the bat can change what your body's used to. You do the same thing over and over and over again, and now you changed it. All of a sudden, that can definitely change the mechanics.
Wait, are you telling me torpedo elbow? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, a new name. But just to kind of give people an idea, Giancarlo came back towards the end of last year, 7 home runs in 14 postseason games for the Yankees, okay? It was with a torpedo bat. They come to spring training. He's got what he describes, or what they describe as a severe version of tennis elbow in both elbows. Mid-February, he suggested that subtle changes to his swing might have caused this condition. Are you more inclined to agree with that, or the actual change of the bat?
I think changes of his swing because the bat distribution weight is probably different.
Okay, yeah.
Think about it. If the weight is more towards the end of it, or like anything, right? If you hold something and the weight is further away from your body, it's harder to hold and it's different than if the weight's closer to your body. And to my understanding, I think the torpedo bat, the weight may be more towards where the barrel is. I don't know how that changes it, but it's not going to be the same of a normal bat.
But, I mean, we're talking about an elite athlete here. Like, how do you get severe tennis elbow in each elbow just from changing the way you swing?
I don't know. I mean, his body's probably not reacting well to it, and if he is changing the way he's swinging, it's probably even worse. Changing the way you're swinging and having a new bat on top of it, like deciding to do both at the same time, is probably not it.
Maybe he's not in the best shape.
We're talking about a guy who's been injured for the last 10 years, though.
Yeah,
his body's broken.
Yeah, unfortunately it's never ending.
Yeah.
And he's such a big.
He's 30, what, 6?
I don't
Is he that
know.
old?
He's not.
He's not that old?
I don't think so. But he is such a big, chiseled human being. Aaron Judge is the only guy that makes Giancarlo look small.
Right.
He's
But other than
35,
that,
so yeah.
Yeah, he's massive. All right, 641-1010. I want to get a Rory question in here, Gio, but off the text line, can you do surgery for severe sciatica pain?
All right. I mean, there are some things where sciatica can be in your piriformis, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can, and there is some surgeries for it. I don't know anyone who does. I think there's special places that do them. So the answer is yes, there are. Not very common. You have to find someone who does it if it is from your piriformis area.
Yeah. the classic line from Gio is he's told me that I was a big pain in his piriformis.
Right.
Yeah, and he diagnosed it properly.
That is painful.
Yeah, because I was a big old pain in his rear end. All right, so this is a question also off the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Achilles repair in May of 2024, strong but fluid, and infection due to reaction to sutures. Is it too late to have them removed?
No, because the sutures are non-dissolvable that we use, so they're still in there. You can take them out. But if you have an infection, from the sutures, you should take them out. That's not you should remove them. That's not a question. So I don't know exactly a certain situation, but if you have an infection that's not going away because you have a foreign body in there, which are the stitches and the sutures, then part of the infection, the surgery to remove the infection is when we go in there. As long as the Achilles is healed, we debride everything and we take the stitches out so the bacteria doesn't have something foreign to grow on.
Okay, interesting. So hopefully you guys can glean a little something from that. Real quick, because we mentioned the 3-point favorite Florida Gators, whether we should play them or not, but I'm also looking at Rory McIlroy as a nice play at Augusta. Got to ask this question before next week. Coming out of this past Sunday, he shot a 64. He said that he's dealing with right elbow discomfort. He said he's going to get some treatment on it and make sure he's okay going into Augusta. I would think Rory fans are worried when they hear that.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound great, right? I mean, obviously it's not great news, but elbow discomfort, it can mean anything. It could be who knows? It could be from something small to severe bilateral tennis elbow in a baseball player. It's tough to say, but it's not good that you have it, but it can be something minor where, ibuprofen kind of calms it down to something major where he's out and needs a wrist brace and cortisone shots, all this stuff.
Flexibility and stretching. That's the key. Yeah. All right, Gio. Good stuff as always. Hopefully we will see you next week.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Dr. George Bari. Don't forget, we are always breaking bones with our man, BariOrthopedics.com. And you can look forward to his visit weekly right here on Wednesdays. And Rebound Rehab, the other half of it is you can go ahead if you have any of that elbow pain or sciatica that one of our texters asked about, make sure you find out about them. All right. We've got to set up our Sweet 16 bracket with Leon Searcy with our first actual game taking place tomorrow. We're going to do that coming up on XL Primetime.
Get loose in the corner and tight on the straightaway.
He got loose.
Way loose. This Sunday at Darlington.
This is going to be tight right here.
NASCAR is tuned up by Maxie's Mechanics on 1010XL.
Do you have clicking, popping, swelling, or pain in your knee or shoulder? This can be due to arthritic changes in your joints. Over time, you have wear and tear of your cartilage. I am Dr. George Bari, and here at Bari Orthopedics, we have numerous ways to treat your arthritis, such as regenerative medicine, including PRP and joint replacements with CT guidance for accuracy down to the millimeter. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, call us for an appointment today, or log on to BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Showtime is now an official PSA grading dealer 2 days per week, Wednesday and Sunday. You can bring your raw cards into Showtime to submit for PSA. Seth can review your cards and mail them off same week. It's Showtime, Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 2nd, 2001, New York Yankees pitcher Roger Clemens becomes the American League all-time strikeout leader, recording his 3,509th strikeout in a win over the Kansas City Royals.
Frank Franzi here for Bono's Pit Barbecue. Bono's has been serving Jacksonville's best barbecue for over 75 years. And now, catch this. Bono's new limited time offer features an Atlantic fried cod platter with 2 pieces of mouth-watering fried cod and 1 southern side for $15.49, or a fried cod sandwich with 1 southern side for $12.99. You can't beat that deal. And after 1 bite, you'll be hooked. So you better hurry in. The fried cod platter right now at Bono's. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Open early and open late. Dailies is always there, making things easy for you to cruise in and cruise out. So hit Dailies Cold Case the next time you're craving a cold one. Bud Light by the case. Plus plenty of singles to choose from. Corona to the King of Beers to Stella or a Natty. They're all cold at Dailies.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
What does it mean when someone says the continental United States?
It's always a good idea to compare homeowners insurance rates when it's time to renew. Before storm season, log on to southernoak.com and get an instant quote or find an agent in your area.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The continental United States refers to all United States in North America. Hawaii is in the southern hemisphere.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, my takeaway is that the closer and closer we get to the draft and the more and more we do these mocks, if the big fella's going to stay holstered to big. I don't care what it is, and I don't care how attractive a player look, wide receiver, running back. I'm going to stay.
have to hire someone to talk you out.
You ain't going to know. I'm going big, man. I'm going big until
holstered. I love that.
Until the draft. And you know what? I'm going to go batty if this team goes wide receiver, corner, linebacker. I'm going to freaking lose. I'm telling you right now, Matt Hayes, I'm going to just take me to a junkyard because I'm going to kick some things around. I promise you.
Will it be as bad as the Canes loss?
Yes. No, Canes loss is always bad.
Always worse? Canes
always
loss?
Worse, yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's I think one way or the other, my takeaway is one way or the other, you're going to find out where they believe their most significant holes are after the draft. And then you'll have a good idea of where this thing goes, because that's really, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Like, how much of an improvement can you make? The line is what, 6.5? The over? That's not much, man.
We haven't. I don't.
That is not much.
Yeah, I don't know if we've confirmed that. Have we?
No, I saw it. It's 6.5 right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I haven't seen any win.
That's a Jimmy Shapiro special, baby.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind betting on that just for the joy at Whoville. Just to
I don't know where you would go with that bet though.
Yeah.
You'd go over, I'm guessing, just because you're saying that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'd have to go over. I'll never go under. Man. I have to go over.
So they have the same over-under as the Gators do.
The July Joe and you has to go over. There's no doubt about that.
And they get to play how many more games?
Right.
5 more? And they get the same over-under? That's not good. That's not good. I just feel like they have done
7.5. By the way, is what I'm looking at. It depends on the book, I guess, but
yeah,
that's a big jump.
The one I'm looking at, who does not sponsor the show, has 7.5.
Okay, all right.
I don't think Shapiro's guy sponsors the show either, so we shouldn't name that.
Yeah,
but he had it 6.5. And it was like a week ago, and I remember thinking 6.5. Wow.
And the juice is on the over, -125. So more people are betting the Jags over than the under for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, positivity.
I mean, you got the last place schedule.
Yeah,
that's true.
They're playing a terrible, maybe the worst division in all
football.
Maybe the worst.
Last place schedule.
You're going to play Daniel Jones twice. You're going to play a rookie. I love Cam, but it's going to be a rookie twice with Tennessee. And Houston, have they taken a step back this offseason? Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. They added some good pieces.
They're not last place if Tennessee's picking
Cam
ahead
Robinson.
of them. So they at least
Right,
swept the Titans, okay? So the Battle of the Vills went Duval's way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, do not forget that.
You have the belt, correct?
Mm-hmm. We have the belt.
Yes, we do.
All right.
We definitely do. All right.
We need to get like a, like we have the shadow box for
Yes,
Art Gilmore's jersey.
put it
We
on
should
the
get
wall.
like a little box and put it up on the wall or something.
Yeah. We've got a pennant back there. Maybe we can just hang the championship.
Like we got Artis and Rex in those little shadow boxes. It would be kind of cool if we had something like that.
Get Martin working on that.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, like when you just start to think about how quickly they can pull themselves out, if the Gladstones and the Cohens are going to be the ones tossing out life preservers and just pulling this football team back to safety, back to their heads above water, it will begin with the selections that they make in this draft. It really will. Mm-hmm. And Gladstone said it to Johnny O, and that he and Liam Cohen said it at the owners' meeting going back a couple days ago, that they've been joined at the hip every waking moment just to try and put it all together. And the philosophy, the narrative that they've basically handed out to everybody out there in Jagland is that they are going to become, as Leon said, build from the inside out. They're going to become more physical. They're going to bring a run game back to Duval, which obviously has not been a big part of what they've done over the last handful of years. How far removed are they from the days of Fred, from the days of MJD? Heck, you can even go back to James Robinson when he first started as an undrafted guy, getting over 1,000 yards. We haven't seen a good, clean, consistent running game, and when that happens, that'll help.
The first thing he has to do is he has to start up here.
Yeah,
you've got to kill the loser mentality. You've got to get them to work and train and win like winners. Mm-hmm. Matt, he affectionately calls it the funk, but they've got to get over themselves, because this organization, this team, when Shad Khan said that organizational fail, he's talking from the top to the bottom.
Yeah.
They've got to get that loser mentality out of their heads, and they've got to project themselves as winners, and it starts by the draft, by OTAs and all that other kind of stuff, and by winning. And winning is a cure-all, okay?
Yeah.
Well, if you want to get rid of the funk, you will start winning some games and start handling some what the coach said, some ass kicking going on. Mm-hmm. That's how you get the funk, and that's how you become more of a winner and less of a loser.
The one thing that you said, whenever you see a winning organization, is it's noticeable from top to bottom. And I feel like this is the first time that we've seen Shad say, you know what? I've had enough. This is not a good look. I've been shown up. I've been embarrassed, however you want to describe it. And so if it starts, this is an entirely different offseason for Shad Khan than any other offseason he's ever had, if you think about it. Now, he made a decision on his own to hire Herb. When he first came in, he got Dave Caldwell in and got rid of Gene Smith, got rid of Mike Mularkey, and that was obviously two big decisions that he had to make then. But then after that, he relied on other people to make the decisions. The only other one he made really by himself was to hire Herb. We know that was disastrous. This one, an entirely different offseason in terms of we are going to reform this football franchise.
This is a crossroads season. A crossroads season for the owner, for the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
For the coach and the GM. This is like
crossroads for the first two, no doubt about it.
No doubt for the owner and the quarterback.
Yeah, new beginnings for the other
doubt.
two.
The other two clearly new beginnings, but if they falter again, there absolutely will be questions. 100%. Like in the NFL now, it's 1 year. You don't get 2 or 3 years to make it work. It's 1 year. You are judged on 1 year. So it's especially the owner because if it fails again, then it's the owner. Okay, you spent $275 million on that quarterback, and if it fails again, it's the quarterback. Well, and it's not. I don't think it's a blown pick because I think any team any franchise in the league takes that same pick.
Yes,
it's just a bust, is what it is at that point. So yeah, these are crossroads. This is a crossroads season for many people in that organization.
Well,
many.
You could definitely go owner, quarterback, 100%. And
I got another guy for you. Josh Hines-Allen.
Yeah.
Another crossroads season.
But the other two, they may not signal a return to glory in 1 year, but they definitely have to start shaping this football team in a different way.
Here's what I wonder about today's players, and I sound like I'm in my era, but I always worried about what was my impression upon the organizations that I played for. What kind of legacy did I leave when I was with the Steelers?
Yeah.
When I was with the Jaguars, even when I was at Miami, I cared about. I wanted to play well in the NFL because I knew after Miami we didn't have a lot of bust, so there was pressure in order for me to come to the league and excel.
That's a big one.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I mean, I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to be that guy. Because first of all,
Miami guy who failed.
If you that guy, you come back to Miami, they're gonna let you know. Okay, so let me go and put that straight.
Yeah.
So there was always constant pressure on me to excel, to be better than what I was, because I cared about what my legacy was while I was in the league. Now I only had one Pro Bowler, only one Pro Bowl, and I only went to one Super Bowl like that. But my people that I played against. Oh, they say
your resume
my
stands
resume
Peers
stands out.
respect the hell out of you.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what, and I wonder if these players now, like you're talking about Trevor, I wonder if Trevor worries about his legacy here. How will people remember him if he leaves here or if he stays here?
Well, I think one really good example of what we've seen from one guy.
Great question.
Early in his career is what Josh Allen has done up in Buffalo. Josh Allen is doing exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's like, I was known for turning the ball over at least once every single game. I was constantly making a mistake that forced us to come up short. Now, they still haven't gotten to the promised land, still haven't gotten to the Super Bowl.
But you would never question whether Josh Allen cares about his legacy.
Exactly.
Of course he
No,
does.
not only
He's
that.
taken it.
Not only that, he got the contract and played better.
Yeah, he's taking it all.
Whereas the two guys that got the huge bags here did not play better.
Yeah. And it goes back to what Leon's saying. You got to, somehow, some way, a new culture needs to be born here. Those guys need to have a hand in it.
Absolutely. I mean, how do you want to be remembered when you leave here in Jacksonville, as far as the lures that which the organization started off as? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I just wondered, because I knew that wherever place I went and played, it mattered a lot to me how I was remembered when I left. Now the Dolphins and Ravens not so much, because I was hurt.
but it's funny because we said there's no leadership, there's no this, there's no that. Well, those two guys need to be the leaders.
Yeah.
100% they need to be the leaders on each side of the football. They need to be the big cat.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but I think to Leon's point, to the larger point is, at some point you got to look inside you and say, man, how much does it matter to you?
Right. Who are you?
Yeah.
How much does it matter to you?
Yeah, but I mean, because the money's good. The money's great. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but you can have the money and walk around in Jacksonville and look crazy because you're not playing to your potential.
Right.
That always mattered to me. When I'm out in public, how was I referenced when I played?
They didn't look at you and say, hey, it's great to meet you. They turn, they go,
that's
he sucks.
Exactly.
Why aren't you at practice? Why are you practicing?
Exactly.
Why are you out here eating lunch?
It mattered.
Hey, bro, go back and look some film.
It didn't matter. It didn't, listen, it mattered to me. It didn't change who I was. But it mattered.
Well, remember
to
they would get on the boat a little bit for being out.
Yeah, being out.
That type of stuff. But if you're balling, you're making plays.
There you go.
Then you become legend. Speaking of legends.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
How will he be remembered? Hayes Garline. The embedded and shredded.
Legendary.
When he leaves, what will they say?
You got to give him his flowers now, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now.
That's right, because 5 months isn't that far from here.
He is embedded and shredded.
We're in the final lap of this thing, Leon.
He is a legend. But it is funny because it's such a great discussion. Like we get treated to these stories from Leon, but you know it as well as we do, Hayes. The locker room, when things are vibing, when they're winning, when they're confident, they're a cocksure bunch. And this football team needs to get some of that back.
Yeah, without a doubt. And, that's going to be a big point of emphasis today on the Frangie Show. Obviously, Frank's still on vacation, so Hacker and I we've really had fun diving into the Jaguars, as we all do, but, really starting to get into the nitty-gritty of the strategy behind what this draft is going to look like. And, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that obviously have to be fixed, and Liam Cohen and James Gladstone and Tony Baselli I think have a good handle on it. It's now just about can they execute it, but it's going to be really fun to see how they build this.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say the vibe that I'm now starting to get is we get kind of closer to this thing.
Yeah.
Offensive line, I think I think the Mason Graham thing is certainly real, but I don't know that they can help the offensive line much, particularly at tackle, if they wait. There's really nothing in the second round. When you look at it, it's just so scarce. Now, if they just are looking at a guard, they'd be fine. But if they want a tackle, and their moves so far say that they don't have a lot of confidence in Walker Little or Anton Harris.
Very fair.
I mean, so, I think it's going to be really interesting. So we'll continue to break all that down. We'll talk a lot of Gators basketball as well. Mark Long's going to join us at 4:20 from the Associated Press. He obviously covers pretty much everything that we're interested in. He covers the Gators, covers the Jaguars. It'll probably be more Gators than Jags with Mark because we've got D-Rock at 5:20, and that'll be all Jaguars. So it should be a lot of fun coming up on the Frangie Show, and we're looking forward to it.
All right, brother man, we will be listening.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, Hack, JJ, as they crank it out. Our first Sweet 16 tournament game tomorrow is?
Florida 2008. Michigan 2023.
All right, so get ready for that.
Tebow against that defense, man.
Yep. Maize and blue.
Better yet,
defense.
JJ McCarthy against that Florida defense.
Yeah. So start thinking about it. The Searcy Sweet 16 begins tomorrow. We had a great time. Golf Club of Southampton bringing today's show. Thanks for all that hung out with us. If you missed any of the show, just go back, hit YouTube, search XL Primetime, and watch it all. We say thanks to the Golf Club of Southampton with the 9 after 5 tonight. Call 287-PLAY. Jump on the tee sheet, and I will see you out.
With that, game on.
Can you imagine a life without 1010XL?
No! Please, no! No! No!
Fortunately, you don't have to.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
1010XL, part of your life.
Problem solved.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. You're a quarter of the way into the annual race to a better you, but now is not the time to give up. All those weight loss goals you set to begin the year are still attainable with Awaken 180 weight loss. Look, we all want to look better, and if you're ready to get serious about being the best you, it's time to get serious about Awaken 180 weight loss. It's time to get serious about losing weight the right way and getting into the best shape of your life safely. No guesswork, no trial and error, no medication side effects. I'm proof I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180. Hacker lost more than 110. Baloo's on his way, and you can lose whatever you want, no matter what your goal weight is, because Awaken 180 weight loss will get you there quickly